A lot of you hanging on. We'll go right to our phone callers. First up is Randy. He's listening in St. Peters, Missouri. Hi, Randy.
Hi, Hank. Hank, I have a question. I recently lost my wife, and I'm just trying to get an understanding of her current state and things like, she was preceded in death by her father, who we do believe come to know the Lord. Does she know her dad? Does she know anything about me right now or Karen? And when I see her again someday, will we still have a special relationship, or what does that look like, I guess?
Well, Randy, first of all, I'm sorry for the loss of your wife. I'm touched by the brokenness in your voice. Let me say this, that she is now absent from the body, but she's present with the Lord. And so she's experiencing God, but she's also experienced other loved ones who have died. So together, they are in Abraham's bosom or paradise, which means the presence of the Lord. Now, they're not physical, but the fact that they're not physical does not mean that they cannot know one another. You knew your wife whether you were talking to her on the telephone or whether you were together talking in the home, physically present with one another, because you know her. And in the same way, she can know other family members who have departed. But remember, as Paul makes plain, they're absent from the body, present with the Lord. And yes, you will have a relationship with her in eternity as well. And that relationship will surpass anything that you have experienced in this life. And what will eventually happen is that when Jesus appears a second time, your wife and you yourself will be transformed. The soul of your wife will return to her body, and that body will be resurrected immortal, imperishable, incorruptible, which is to say that she will be what she was intended to be before sin entered the world. As wonderful as no doubt she was, as you were married to her, she's going to be better yet, because her DNA will flourish in a universe that is no longer corrupted by sin. And again, you will have a relationship. The relationship will be different, but not different as in, oh my, that's not what I wanted to hear, but different as in, wow. It will exceed your greatest expectations. And that's what you have to look forward to. And Randy, I've said this many times on the Bible Answer Man broadcast, but it bears repeating. What we ultimately recognize is that Christianity doesn't give us a peaceful way to come to terms with the difficulties of life, such as the passing of a loved one. The pain doesn't go away. I can tell you, in talking to my mother, each and every day that I talk to her, the first thing she says is, "Oh, I miss your dad." And then she begins talking again about the hole in her heart every single time. And that hole in her heart never goes away. So the pain is always present, but so is the hope or the promise that we have in Scripture. They will know one another. We're not going to have less knowledge in heaven. We're going to have more knowledge in heaven. And heaven isn't some place up there. Certainly heaven is to now the presence of the Lord, but heaven will be this universe transformed as well. Paul says in Romans 8 that the universe now groans in travail, awaiting its liberation from bondage to decay. And all of that will take place when Jesus appears a second time.